Hey Paul, hope you're doing well. I'm sorry it's taken me a few days to get you this video, but I want to show you some swings from your session the other day in the golf shop, sort of some before and after videos, and also a couple of still photos to just reinforce some of the pieces that we talked about. The video you're looking at right now is your swing that was taken. The video was taken before any instruction was given, so I just kind of want to play that for you and show you what that motion looked like. You can see that really turning in what we called flexion, staying flexed forward. Not a lot of change in the flexion of the knees. The hips were turning. I've never really seen too many players turn their hips in this fashion, where the left knee or the left hip actually stayed higher than the right hip, and that's due to just a significant amount of knee flex that you try to retain in the right knee. Also, we saw a very level shoulder turn. We saw the left shoulder working in this fashion instead of more of a downward type of trajectory, and that causes your head to sort of move to the right in the backswing. I want to put a little box up here that would just kind of give you an indication of how much movement you had in the upper and lower body to the right away from the target. Before I show you that, I just kind of want to obviously reinforce why we were addressing that. You had a tendency to hit a lot of fat shots or hit behind the ball, and that's because the low point of your golf swing was being compromised by this excessive movement to the right. So again, here you are in the backswing. You can see how everything is sort of moving to the right of this box. I mean, your head is literally moved, 8 to 10 inches to the right. It's simply going to be very difficult and very timing dependent to move your low point back in front of that golf ball and hit shots solidly. Okay, so what we started to work on, and here you are on the right, what we started to work on was that we got your weight, a little bit more forward at address. I prescribed like 55% of the weight forward. Got the handle nice and leaning toward the target with really straight arms. Feet flared out, looks great. I really like this setup position here, but the point of emphasis that I wanted to make was I wanted you to feel as though when you took the club away that your left shoulder was working more in a downward trajectory. So sort of the direction this arrow is drawn, I want you to trace the edge of your left shoulder down to move into sort of the center of your chest where your sternum is. Technical reasons why that is happening or why that's occurring is, we talked about the way that the spine must change flexion throughout the backswing. I actually stood you up, I had you extend your spine, I had you side tilt to the left, and then I had you turn your shoulder so you could feel what a centered pivot felt like. Here is a video of you actually making that motion. You notice right off the bat how the left shoulder is working more downward here. Hands are working inward, right knee is straightening better, left knee flexing better. Much different position here on the right than versus the left. Completely different, and that's why your ball striking cleaned up. Just sort of a drill, or what I had you feel as though you were going to do in order to get there was from the down the line view. We kind of identified your spine angle, and let's just say it's right there. I wanted you to put a stick across your chest and make sure that you were turning your shoulders perpendicular to your spine angle, getting the shoulders on a steep enough trajectory that would help you keep your upper center, the center of your chest, stabilized. And here's a little bit better job of that. You can see that we've turned pretty nicely here, perpendicular to our spine angle. So again, the keys for you are setting up with weight forward at address, feeling like in the backswing that you just made a very centered pivot away from the golf ball. Not a lot of pressure or weight moving into the right leg. The hips staying centered, the center of the shoulder turn staying centered, and we did that through first of all a change of flexion in the lower body, right knee straightening, left knee flexing, and the upper torso and the spine had to also change flexion. And we describe that as left tilting, turning, and extending. And again, those three things are happening at the same rate. and they're happening incrementally. Anyways, great start, first lesson. I'd love to work with you again, get you back in here and implement more of these pieces, but you can see a dramatic change here, a dramatic difference. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to give me